there you go. What's happening? Panama with the Reebok sponsor. Who else has Reebok suing kids for them right now? Tell me, in world football. It's raining also. So this is good for England, right? It's just like home for them. It's going to feel just like home for English team. Okay, so I think we shall go through the lineups. And then we can just, take it easy, watch the game. Hopefully it will be a good game. A bunch of changes in the starting 11 for England. Let me also try to figure out, how to... I really wanted to add chat here, but maybe for later. Let's save it for later. Honestly. Because I don't want to get lost in these settings right now. I know it's somewhere out there. However, you can never be too sure. You can never be too sure. Behind the door. Oh, yikes. YouTube panel. It feels like it should be somewhere here. Okay, I'll fix it later. Hopefully. Okay, let's go through the lineups. Okay, so Panama team, I think theoretically I can only know about one player because he playing for Norwich City. It's Cordoba, this player, but rest of them, guys, Excuso, but I don't have no idea who these players are, okay? Let me just be real with you. I have no idea who are these Panama players, so let them show us today who they are actually, So they are going to perform today, hopefully to the best of their ability, and show dynamic, vibrant football, and we're gonna remember them based on this performance. Okay, England's playing in red kits and blue shorts, red socks. And the Panama is playing in white kits, which are made by Reebok. Can you imagine in 2026? It's kind of crazy. I haven't seen this manufacturer, on a shirt of a football team in a long, long time. I'm not going to say since that Liverpool kids, that they were making for them. Okay, so let's take a look. So no changes in as a number 9. In number 9 position, we have Harry Kane is his captain, 32 years old, playing in Munich. The most experienced, most lethal striker that England has at the moment. Then let's take a look at the front line. We have on the left, number 11, Marcus Rashford, who still officially belongs to Manchester United. However, he played for Barcelona this season, and half of previous season he played for Aston Villa. Then we have Morgan Rogers as number 10. And then we have Bukayo Saka as number 7. In the midfield, Bellingham and Anderson playing together. Bellingham, Real Madrid. Anderson just basically moved to Manchester City. And talking about Manchester City, on the left, as a left back, Nico O'Reilly. Very attack-minded, attack-oriented left back, so we should expect from him today like a lot of runs, overlaps, maybe even he will be at the end of some set pieces for England. Then we have right back Kwanzaa. He's playing for Stuttgart, I think, maybe for Leverkusen, I'm not really sure. I think for Leverkusen. in Germany, and then we have Guehi and Kansa. Same uh, partnership in the middle of defense as in the last game, as in the first game, from what I understand. And we have Jordan Pickford. It's the same keeper in the goal. Kind of probably justified and reasonable decision not to switch up too much the defensive line, even though he switched the wings. It's better to have stability in the center of defense, keeper and defenders, better to be stable there, for sure. All right, so teams are doing a minute of silence, and I figured out that it actually, for those people who are suffering from earthquake in Venezuela, and yeah, so condolences to all the families who suffered from this, and let's also be quiet. All right. Okay, so the game is about to start. I think Panama will start this game. They will do the kickoff from the center of the pitch, and we will begin. It is rainy, but from what I understand, it's better, right? It's better than extreme heat. Let's see where they're playing. New York. Okay. They're playing in New Jersey Stadium, matter of fact. So yeah, let's go. It's a kickoff. Let me update this page, and yeah, let's go like this. Can you see the time? Yes. Okay, so we keep it like this. No external scoreboards, nothing. So basically, what's the position in the group before we start, right? Panama, do they have chances to go out of the group? Kinda, yes, but they got to win against England and they got to score goals. And Croatia, they have chances, right? And Ghana, they have chances also. So this game is kind of interesting because their chances is kind of more equal. So is there a scenario where England misses out? And no, they're definitely going, from what I understand, because look at this. If Panama wins right now, they will have 4 points. England stays with 5, right? We have 4, 5, and then let's say Ghana wins, they have 7. So it's going to be 7-5 England, right? Ghana, England will go. Or Croatia wins. Oh, 8. Sorry, it will be 8, right? If Ghana wins. If Croatia wins, it will be 7 points, 7-5. England and Croatia goes. So from what I understand, for England, it's very difficult not to actually make it. It's going to be a shocker if Panama today will stop England and they will end with 5 points. And someone else goes through, let's say, instead of, right, England, that would be a shocker, to be honest. Mathematically, I'm not good at math, so I cannot really calculate and tell you who's definitely secured the playoffs. But England, basically, kind of like they're very close. These two teams, Ghana and England. Croatia can still, kind of like deliver an upset to Ghana. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say right now. Let's just watch this game. And I'm sure that they will give us, like, in parallel, results from other game. And that's how we're going to figure it out as we go, basically. Okay, let's see how this lineup will actually affect English performance. These different wings, right? I think they're supposed to provide more actually danger. Because I would say especially the left wing with Nicorelli and Rashford, because both of them are uh, big lovers of attack. Harry Kane really in a position of 8. He tried to set up Bukayo Saka with a diagonal. Tuchel is mad. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's not happy with this. But yeah, Kane dropped super deep, and he tried to do this kind of distribution. Okay, good movement from England from the left wing, from right wing, but no final pass. It was a very sloppy pass. It looks like player didn't even lift his head to see who's where Kane is to give him a better pass. Okay, Anderson with the ball. He gives it to Kwanzaa. Saka. Anderson. Guehi. Oh, my bad. It's actually not Guehi. It's Kwanzaa. And Kwanzaa. Okay, I'm going to have difficulty with these two players. I already can feel it. Okay, Rashi to Bellingham. Bellingham was in a box and it's a corner kick. Good first touch from Bellingham, but yeah, defender was not sleeping also. Panama defender de-escalated the situation. And first corner for England, I think Rashi will be taking it. Anderson will be taking it. Okay. Okay, nothing, no danger. Let's see how Panama will play it also, because Ghana, obviously, they didn't really try that hard to score goals. They were happy to just, stop England, to neutralize their attack, and they were doing the low block. Let's see what Panama gonna do. Are they as tactically savvy as Carlos Queiroz' side to just sit deep, and not do any foolishness? We'll see that. Okay, so Panama with the throw-in. 10-second rule, we'll remember that. It's a new rule. You cannot really take more time than 10 seconds to, to take your throw-in. Guehi, Rashford. Rashford is playing closer to his own goal than O'Reilly. That's how they set up right now. O'Reilly has a green light to just roam somewhere in the final third of Panama. Anderson tried to intercept the ball. He failed, but Bellingham did the job. Anderson so far underwhelming. He's been covered by Panama players and he's been too slow, but Bellingham is much better. Definitely traveling with the ball, and he was fouled in the middle of the pitch. Someone pulled his shirt and also tripped him. So yeah. Okay, they try to combine, distribute the ball. Rashford on the left. He's being covered already with two players. Okay, that's a shot on target right there. Shot on goal, and the keeper, Panama keeper, saved it. Very direct movement from Rashford. It was obvious he's going to shoot, but he managed to shoot, and it was on goal actually. Good acceleration. Defender was chasing him, and he had the time to. Tuchel loved it. Tuchel loved it. He wants more of that. He's showing them, yeah, keep going, do that stuff. So obviously, this type of squad that he picked for this game, he wants more action. He wants more goals. He wants some kind of attacking threat. Because previous game it was crickets for England. Oi, mamma mia, donna, scusa, donna. Okay, so yeah, so far, Panama. I mean, they defensively doing their job. Another corner though. No, they're playing out from the back. England is not really pressing them, so yeah. Today we have another game. Also, that's how interesting this game is so far. I'm talking about the other game already, Colombia Portugal. When this game will be finished, 1 hour. After 1 hour, we will watch that game, Colombia Portugal. It looks like Panama coach is not enjoying the rain. He's like being very iffy about that. Okay, England, show us something. Rashford, good first touch. Entering the box, good cross, but a little bit kind of misdirected, if that makes sense. But good run. Maybe it was offside. Surprise, surprise, but Rashford really with the movement, with the kind of like intent, attacking intent. Say what you want about this guy, but when he's not covered, when he has space, he wants to attack. You cannot really take it from him. This is not Saka right there for you. Yeah, very strange movement by Saka. Very strange decision. He just basically gave the ball away to Panama keeper. Foul for Panama on the wing. Konsa, number 2, he fouled Panama player. Oh my god, why I have this feeling like this game is going to be so difficult for England and so boring to watch. It's crazy, really. I think a lot of teams will try basically to do low block against England now until they will meet someone like France or Brazil or something like this. So England actually in their interest to play teams that are playing football, actually, that are attacking. Because against low block, I don't even think that they have right players to play against low block, if I'm being honest with you. It doesn't look like it. The selection of Tuchel completely ignored players like Palmer or Foden. You know, maybe even Alex Scott for low block. I think he's a good player to play against low block. I mean, more players obviously. Gibbs White also, right? He's a more dynamic forward. And also there is a link right there, ready link for you. Anderson and Gibbs White from Nottingham Forest. They know each other. They play together and whole season, and they have a partnership. So you take those two players to World Cup. I mean, already you can say that they know how to play with each other. So it's a dangerous link. But Tuchel chose who he chose, and weird attack, to be honest. I think the attackers that he picked, they're good for transition. They're best in transition. But do you see England playing transition in these games? They're trying to crack the low block. There is no transition there. So it's very strange. Because he said that he picked the balanced team, but balanced like in what sense? So now they're facing this deep line defense, and they don't really have like profiles to do that job. And where is the balance exactly? If all attackers that he brought, they're like speed merchants or like transition merchants. So yeah, I mean, this is just an endless shuffling of the ball for England because Panama just sitting deep and they're waiting for maybe their mistake so they can unleash their own counter. But I'm not gonna lie to you, the game is dead. The temptation to go on Twitter and just check what's happening there is very strong. Oh, phew. I'm drinking tea, but I better be drinking coffee or like soda drinks because this is like a narcoleptic game. Absolutely. Phew. Hard watch. And it's only been like 13 minutes basically. Who needs to score in this game in order to liven up it a little bit? I don't think if Panama scores, the game will be better because they will just, sit deeper, even deeper. They will defend this result. And same tactic for Panama, actually. They don't need to change anything. They're just doing the low block and try to hit England on a counter. That's their tactic, strategy. And it doesn't even matter if England scores or if Panama scores. Panama will play the same football. And the job of England is to crack the low block. And we all know how to do that, right? You need all those like players, good dribblers who can just penetrate the box, like 1-2s, like quick movement of the ball, all those things. This is how you crack the low block. But players, it seems like they don't like Saka. He's like, I don't think he gets it, like really. And look at this in the Saka basically trying to penetrate the box, and there are only 2, 3 players in the box. So there are no even options to play, like to do 1-2 or to kind of like, do a little flick or something. There are no options purely because of like, it feels like they don't really understand how to methodically just crack this type of defense, which is so frustrating. So England has no business playing in this lethargic football, having these players on the pitch. I'm sorry, but you can do so much better than that. Panama on the break, nah, they don't have quality. Panama. I'm sorry, but those touches by their forward, it was so bad. But right now, this sort of like counter or slash attack that Panama were trying to create, it was already more dangerous because the amount of space that was there for this attacking player of Panama, it was drastic, significantly bigger amount of open space than what Panama allows, England. So it's really frustrating. And England cannot switch the gear. They just like very kind of chill, calm, just shuffling the ball. It's like putting everyone to sleep, Loki. It's a snooze fest. So last time, like someone told me, like, you know what, like why you were snoozing, like why you were like yawning during the stream, but like, come on, like what else am I supposed to do? The game is like dead, Loki. What else do you want me to do? I'm just reacting to what I see. And it's really like, it might be offside, but okay, not for Kane. For O'Reilly, probably it was offside. If it was O'Reilly, of course. I think it was number 3. Okay, so England already getting a little bit frustrated. Anderson taking the corner. Nah, not good enough. Not good enough. It's so frustrating, but Anderson in the game versus Ghana, and in this game, he's already got bullied by the midfielders of opposition, which is so frustrating because These players are not playing in EPL, which is a very physical league. And Anderson in English Premier League, he basically looked more confident. But here, he losing duels. Maybe just a bad start for him, but let's see. Bellingham not really losing duels. He's trying to progress the ball, and he's being fouled. So this is a little bit different. Rashford on the left side with the ball, trying to enter the box. No, no luck. He took a risk. He tried to dribble past two players, but no luck. But they recovered the ball within like seconds. It's a very weird episode between Rashford and Anderson. They bumped into each other almost. It's already City United rivalry already beginning. In England squad already. Like Anderson signed for City and Rashi already like, checking him. Okay, that's just making up this narrative. But yeah, so far England are taking a little bit of risk. To be precise, it's Rashford who's trying to like create something, and they lose the ball, but they recover it within like 5 to 10 seconds, which is the trend in football right now. That's how Brazil also playing. They taking risks and then they ready to press instantly and to recover the ball in case of a turnover. That's how they scored some of their goals. Okay, Panama, they trying to do something, but it's going to be very difficult for them because of the lack of quality. Let's be realistic. It's not the same level. It's not the same level of quality. Okay, Panama. Definitely they have more spaces when they're attacking. Okay, Pickford kicked the ball out of the box. Bellingham being fouled again. Bellingham first touch is really good and he's able to keep the ball close to him. So the players of opposition, they are forced to fall basically because he's keeping the ball close to his legs. He's not really, um, let the ball kind of like, Okay, that was something. It looked like something for England, but no. No. Oh. Okay, what are they doing exactly? Bellingham just attempted to kind of nick the keeper almost from the half line. It didn't work out. But you cannot, like, blame players like Rashford or Bellingham for trying to, kind of take a dribble or risky pass. Because at the end of the day, if they don't do this, England has no chances whatsoever. Good defense by Panama. Saka, underwhelming. So underwhelming. Yeah, so Panama winning back the possession, but there are no options up front, so they just kind of forced to keep the ball, to hold it. Okay, we have hydration break. I mean, this game is dead. I'm telling you. Like Rashford, it was one shot on target. Besides that, there's nothing in this game, literally. No excitement, no edge. It's very poor. Yeah. Yeah. And right now, it's even difficult to say what what can Tuchel do because he changed his wings. Um, I don't know whether he done it under the pressure or just because it was his decision. It made sense. He's telling something to Saka. He's like, I think he's trying to like rile him up. Like, come on, do something. Like, I think he's saying something like, come on, like, you know, turn on. Yeah. I think he was definitely more pleased with Rashford, with what he was attempting to do, even though he had like sometimes no luck. But the intent was there for Rashford. For Saka, it was very kind of like, yeah, it's like I'm trying to like I'm trying to score a goal, but yeah, it was this type of energy, from Saka. It's his usual type of energy, to be honest with you. I think he turned up in those like last games for Arsenal when they were playing like semifinals, Champions League, and in the English Premier League. He turned up for a couple of games. But then again, like besides that, very weird player. Maybe if I watched Arsenal regularly, I would be able to actually be more, you know, uh, how to say, not knowledgeable, but more clear with my takes on their players. But I haven't watched Arsenal, obviously, so I cannot tell you like what's the appeal of Saka. Like, what is he really a dangerous player or not, or something? Because um, that's why the links, and I think I was talking about it already. Oh no, I wasn't talking about it on stream and in videos, but after yesterday, day before yesterday, it was a game, I think, or yesterday. Time is just a blur right now. So basically, I heard the news, and I think I checked like one stream from Newcastle fan, and he was talking about obviously a situation with Bruno Guimaraes. He's a number 10 for Brazil, and he's linked heavily to Arsenal now. After Anderson went to City, now Arsenal trying to sign Bruno Guimaraes. And I was so frustrated with this link because I don't remember Arsenal actually signing this type of profile players because he's pretty aggressive. This guy, Bruno Guimaraes, he's like a leader. He's motivational kind of like figure in a team, and he's definitely this type of aggressive midfielder. And that's what was my issue with Arsenal. I think they. Oh, that's a good strike from Panama. J.L. Rodriguez. Pickford with the save and corner kick for Panama. Yeah, and maybe they have Havertz, which I would say he's a nasty player, but he has this kind of like weird fire inside of him. Like he wants to kind of like, kind of score a goal or do something. And then maybe Jokeris also sometimes. He has this kind of energy, like, he's like bulldozing like through defense and he's trying to find his goal. But besides those two players, maybe Trossard also to a lesser extent, and I would say that's about it. Like you don't really have those players in Arsenal squad, and it feels like it's not even their profile. It feels like Arteta, he's not looking for this type of players who are like, kind of burning a little bit inside and they just want super competitive, just want to score a goal, they just want to win, they just want to get into a duel, win a tackle, like all those things. It feels like their team is like their ethos, Arsenal's ethos is very like kind of upper, like uppity, maybe a little bit like, not posh, but like classy, and they don't like to get their kind of hands dirty, if that makes sense. They, meaning like, they have no problem to foul or to kind of do something sneaky, but they have a kind of like, it doesn't look like they are really pushing for goals sometimes. Like, I don't know, they lack aggression and directness, in my opinion, in the attack. And I thought that it's just their style of football. Like Arteta just doesn't want to play, kind of like in this way, because maybe it's a little bit of a reflection of a player that he was. because Arteta was very like kind of calculated type of player. I don't know how to explain his style of play, but he was not that type of player like Bruno G or even Elliot Anderson or like maybe like Bruno Fernandes or something like this. You don't say that they're necessarily aggressive, but they're direct and they definitely always looking to score a goal. Like they're looking for chances, sort of. So Bruno G, it will be a good signing, I think, for Arsenal. I don't want to say it because actually it looks like a good idea for Arsenal to try and sign this type of player, like this kind of like, leader, explosive, aggressive player who can add value in the attack. But it kind of goes against their recruitment a little bit, if that makes sense. So anyway, Newcastle will not sell cheap, that's for sure. I mean, Manchester United is not getting Bruno Guimaraes, I think. I don't think Manchester United is getting anyone from this Newcastle team. I don't think we get Tonali either. Maybe we'll get Hall, but now Ugarte with injury. You can check my video that I made like yesterday about here. Ugarte picked up a very serious knee injury in the game against Spain. Absolutely unnecessary tackle, late tackle on Pedri. He never got actually like on the ball, his foot on the ball, but he injured himself. And it looks like 12 months. He's going to be out for 12 months, which is very sad because really there were talks that this summer he's going to leave the club and they're going to sell him. But now, he's got to recover first from the injury and he cannot play. So he's just going to be like a player that we cannot use and we cannot sell. So, and everyone is talking that it will affect the transfer summer for Manchester United, which means that there will be no, like, let's say, extra signing. So the story with Mateus Fernandes right now is kind of dragging. No one knows exactly where he's going to end up. In my understanding, in my even like kind of my intuition tells me that we actually have an agreement with the player. The club has an agreement with the player, but West Ham, they want like sell as soon as possible, and they want to, of course, more money than they should ask for. And that's maybe where Spurs came into the picture. Maybe they actually inquired about this player, but let's say if we have a personal agreement with Mateus, Manchester United has a personal agreement, then in this case, it's just a matter of time. Like, he cannot go to Spurs if he agreed to join our side already. Plus, Spurs will not be playing anywhere, just domestic cups, Premier League, and that's about it. But Manchester United is playing everywhere, and they're playing in Champions League. And I'm pretty sure Mateus Fernandes wants to be in the Champions League. And he deserves to play there, actually. So let's wait on that. So they say if we miss out on Mateus Fernandes, the backup plan is like Alex Scott. I don't think they're equal. I think Mateus Fernandes is much better than Alex Scott, and he has less injuries. And Mateus Fernandes, let's knock on wood, but he haven't had a knee surgery, but Alex Scott already had. And the style of play of Alex Scott, it looks like it doesn't really suit his health and his physique, because if you play like he plays and you pick up injuries, it means that you are like, overdoing it, sort of. But Mateus Fernandes was able to stay healthy. I think he played 36 games this season, which is amazing. And I would love to have him at Manchester United. If for some reason this deal will not fall through, I think it will be just purely because, I don't know, he changed his mind or something. And he just, kind of went back on his word and decided that Spurs money is better than Manchester United Champions League and just Manchester United, kind of energy. Or in this case, we probably don't need this player. If you cannot just take it easy and tell your agent, you know what, I really already picked United, I only want to go there. If you cannot do that, if you just kind of like fold under the pressure of your agent, and you decide to join effing Spurs, I mean, Godspeed in my opinion, right? Truly. So in this case, I would prefer not Alex Scott. In this case, I would still go for Chouameni and overpay. Maybe, I don't know. In case of Chouameni, I don't think Real will ask for insane money. I think he will ask for a big salary, in my opinion, because I don't think he will go on a salary decline, or I think Chouameni wants to continue career with better money in his pocket. So I think he wants increase of his current salary at Real Madrid. But this player, I watched him yesterday. France was playing Norway, and he was very calm. He was very calm. He didn't do anything weird, no crazy decisions. He kept it really simple, calm, and I really liked his performance. He also had an assist, decent performance. I would love to. Croatia scored against Ghana, and they are now leading the group. So I would really love to, have him also at Manchester United. I think we should skip Alex Scott with all due respect because he's a little bit of a gamble. I don't think this guy will, let's say, fine tune his game and like set and like take it easy a little bit. I think he will actually keep doing this, explosive runs and dribbles, and he will land himself another injury. Unfortunately, that's how I see the situation. So I think we should focus on finalizing Fernandes still. If it actually, will, if the player indeed wants to join us, we shouldn't, how to say, opt out of this deal. I think we should see it through. And if something has changed with the player and his position, let's go for Chouameni. And then I guess what are other options? Backups. It should be Carlos Baliba, Adam Wharton, in my opinion. Those two players, not Alex Scott. Alex Scott should be like plan like G or something like this. If everything else didn't work out, will not work out, we can go and sign Scott, I think. But at the same time, let's see how Liverpool are going to move, because Iraola right now at Liverpool, and it's his ex-player at Bournemouth. Alex Scott was there, and I think Areola really appreciates Alex Scott and his style of play. So there is a chance that he will just ask Liverpool execs to lend him this player. So yeah. But what's the appeal of Chouameni and Wharton, in my opinion, is that they are really calm and positionally disciplined. I don't think we need more like those runners, those players who always change positions. I think we are good with Bruno there in number 10 because as it is, he likes to move, let's say, to the false 9 position, and he can drop deeper to a 8 position. He can also occupy a little bit of a wing, etc. So all those positions he can occupy. So Bruno is the player who will take risks for us, and he can do it and he can deliver. So we need like more calm players, in my opinion. So Chouameni and Adam Wharton, in my opinion, that would be top signing for us. And then if we can land Matheus Fernandes, it would be amazing because Matheus Fernandes is more explosive and attack minded. He's more of a 10, like he likes that position. And then we will have in this case 3 players, and Ederson will be like a backup. I think Ederson will also improve his game. We'll see something really good from Ederson, I'm really sure. So yeah, and that's it is what it is. Those should be like, if we sign 3 midfielders, if we sign 2 midfielders, right? Like, and with Ederson total of 3, I think it's going to be okay summer. It's not going to be perfect, but considering the circumstances and our financial situation and all this stuff, it will be okay. Rashford with a header, and he wanted a corner, but yeah. It's weird because England, they're kind of attacking, but there is no feeling that the goal is coming, if that makes sense. Sometimes teams are putting pressure on the opposition, and you can feel like within like next couple of attacks, they're gonna crumble and they will score. But with England, it doesn't really feel like it, which is so strange. Rashford really adds a lot of danger in the final third. Whatever you want to say about this guy, Saka is snoozing, and Rashford he's putting in a shift. Absolutely. Okay, it's crazy, but Saka tried to dive. It's so ugly. Like, oh my goodness, he's better than that. Come on, Guehi with the back pass, and Pickford had to pace back to pick up this ball because it was heading towards an open goal, which is so weird. I think we saw a similar mistake from Guehi for Manchester City, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, in the last part of the season. Okay, offside for England. Uh, yeah, speechless because England they need another attack. Like they don't need to, you know, lift the foot off the gas. They need to keep pushing if they want to score. If they will keep pushing, like some type of goal will come. Maybe it will be an ugly goal, but still, right now they just need something. So what's the worst case scenario for England is that if they actually lose, let's say to Panama, right, or draw, and they will exit the group from the second position, and basically they will get a tougher opponent in the playoffs, because you want to finish on the first spot to get like a a sort of lighter opposition in a round of 32. Offside again for England. It's like so just hard. It's hard to watch. Really, it's really hard to watch. Juan Mata, and who is this guy? Like, was it Ashworth? Yeah, it was Dan Ashworth. Sitting with Juan Mata. This is the guy who was pushed out of Manchester United after the Amorim appointment because apparently there was some kind of misunderstanding. He brought these players. I'd say it was a very bad window. The only good player that was signed there was Nus. Because Lenny Euro, he didn't win his position, his place in the starting 11. He's still kind of dibble and dabbling. Ugarte, we all know what happened to Ugarte. Xerxes, I mean, he didn't spend enough minutes on the pitch to show his worth, and De Ligt with a back injury. I think we bought him, or he was already injured, and then he just, played a little bit, and he picked up a major back injury. And that's it. Everything just stopped there for De Ligt. And he's still healing, recovering. I think he will play next season, but we have no idea. Like maybe with Martinez, he was healing his injuries and then he started and then he picked up another injury and then there was another injury. So it was a mess. So I think it's a fail window, if I'm being honest, because let's say Noose was a solid signing, and maybe Euro was like okay signing. So I'm not sure about this. The window that we had with Vivel and Wilcox and Barada was much better because we signed Cunha, Beaumont, and Sheshko and Lomens. This is the best window that we had in recent years. Wow, I hope that the game will stop without like 8 minutes of extra time because there is nothing to play for basically. Like, it's a dead game. Oh, oh. Come on. Morgan Rogers with a turnover. These players that are on the pitch right now, with exception, let's say, I would say Rashford is an exception because he's more of a like maverick type. But all those players, they're so like system players. Like, it's like Saka, he's the type of player who basically he lacks this individuality and explosiveness because he plays for Arsenal, where they more concerned about their system overall rather than about like those having the extra bit of talent. In a game like this, you need like Foden or Palmer, or you need a link up like of Gibbs White, Anderson, players who know how to play with each other, how to play football, basically together. Let's call it like this. You need this, like in this game, like you need like for example Foden to just do a little bit of dribble, drop shoulder, and like shoot. I can see some like this happening, and then also with Palmer, like you can do some similar. But these players right now, Tuchel can say that this is a balanced squad, but it lacks like spark and it lacks something extra bit of quality and predictability because everything is so like it's like you have a like a railroad mechanism. It just moves back or like back or forth into, and that's it. And it's so predictable. Okay, this is a free kick for England, and it can be dangerous. Let's see who's gonna take it. Kane was with the ball, and he was like kind of pushed, I guess, by defender, but well, kind of looked like a foul. Looked like a foul. I'm not gonna lie to you. Who's with the ball? Rashford, Saka. Two players are um, near the ball, but it doesn't look like. Um, yeah, I don't know. It will be very strange if England will score from this free kick. Looks like Rashford will take it, but I'm not sure he's gonna score it, honestly. It was not bad, but it was not a goal. Matter of fact, it was kind of wide actually. So yeah. I mean, it's not the worst like attempt, but of course they want to score a goal. I'd be surprised if Tuchel sub Rashford. I think he will play at least another 15-20 minutes in the second half. But I would bring something different on the right wing. I think Saka can rest he can spend the rest of the game on the bench, if I'm being honest with you, because he didn't show enough. This is so frustrating because Saka is like, it's not like he's being like kind of presented to us fans as this like key player of Arsenal. And Arsenal are champions of England this season. So basically, he's like a key player of champion winning, of trophy title winning team in England. But it doesn't look like it. He doesn't play like it. I'm sorry. Of course, you can say that like the whole collective performance affects individual players also, but in certain games it should be vice versa. It should be individuals who inspire the rest of the team. But oh, if England will draw this game, the headlines will be insane. I think they will start cooking Tuchel. I'm telling you, they will slow cook Tuchel if they draw this game, or God forbid if they lose it. It's gonna be very bad. So Croatia, who would have thought? But right now they're if everything stays like this, they will exit the group from the first place. Can you imagine it? No one would have predicted it because it's like, because they lost against England and everyone was like, nah, they're not going anywhere. Well, surprise. They actually won against Panama, right? And they're winning against Ghana, which is like already you can say if they're winning against Ghana, it means they tactically did something extra. Because the England, obviously, they couldn't score. Oh my God. Yeah, hard watch. Let's see what Twitter is saying. Okay, so Amorim is signing allegedly these three players already. But three players are not enough for him, as we know. I say he brings these players, and it's not like a given that they will actually buy into his system, because what the key to his success at Sporting was that he was able to completely like rehaul his starting 11. Basically, he promoted 11 and brought 11 new players, and he offloaded some players. But you can do something like this at Sporting, okay? It's very hard to do something like this at Manchester United or Milan. Even if things are not going too well in these clubs, still it's like it's too big of a shock for them to just buy in completely, uh, you know, to kind of like to buy into this new manager's ideas and like provide everything. Oh yes, that's how it feels. That's how it feels watching England play football in the last two games. I mean, that's a marker of England. Like, let's be real. They were playing the same when what's his name? When Southgate was in charge. The difference is that like if England makes it to the final with Tuchel, they can actually win it because Tuchel is more like savvy in terms of winning finals. Southgate is like he was learning on the job basically. He didn't have those big wins and big experiences like Tuchel had. Sorry. Uh, yeah, no one likes this stuff. General. Underwhelming. Really. They have a lot of attacking potential in this team, but they're very stifled. Tuchel said that they need to take the shackles off, but it feels like they're playing with shackles. So maybe he told them, okay, guys, we took the shackles off for one game. Let's take them back on now. Let's play in shackles now. There will be, I think, there might be the end for England. I'm not going to lie to you. Because in the midfield, they will cook them. With all due respect to Bellingham and Anderson, and if Mainu will be playing, to Mainu or Declan Rice, but Portuguese midfield, they will cook them. That's the frame where Juan Mata was sitting with Dan Ashford. I mean, both players linked to Manchester United, maybe to other clubs, maybe to Chelsea also. I'm not sure if Ashford was working for Chelsea. La 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 la. Okay, so Gordon. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, Rashford definitely he already created more danger for England than Gordon, but still they cannot score because just it's like running against like it's like the heavy wind, like storm type wind is blowing in your face, and you're trying to accelerate and trying to run in the same direction where the wind is coming from. It's like it's weird. It slows you down. I don't think it's a golden generation for England, but the quality is in the team. But also, they missed out on a lot of players. Again, I will double down on that. The selection, it was Tuchel's selection, but they could have done better. They could have brought some players that would just turn up for World Cup. Like Palmer, I'm telling you, he would have turned up for World Cup just for this World Cup. And Foden, the same. I'm telling you. And Gibbs White, he had a great season, so no need to turn up. Also, if you have a distributor like Wharton, let's say, right, then you can forget about Kane, for example. You can bench Kane, or you can just tell him to move up front and stop dropping deeper. And you have Wharton there, who's a distributor, deep line distributor. So Kane doesn't need to play the same role up front. So you can play a different striker like Tony, or, because now they're stuck with Kane, and they're like a lot of other strikers not playing because Kane is there. But Kane is not scoring, but they keep him on the pitch because he's actually a distributor also. But if you have another player who does this function, who performs this, then you can try a different striker. Maybe he will score a goal. Maybe he'll more, like. Yes, this is England in a nutshell. I'm telling you. Oh my God. What a stinker. Bring it on. Portugal, England, bring it on. Maybe for Portugal, they will turn up. Maybe England will show something. But yeah, it's not going anywhere so far. Frustrating. It's a beer suit, beer jacket. Oh my goodness, English fans, they kind of low-key, they deserve a better performance from their team, like, because I'm telling you. Okay. Yeah, it is Southgate ball. It is a Southgate ball, I'm telling you. Yeah. I mean, there is no positive. You see, no one is saying anything positive about England. Yeah. So she's saying that like it's raining and no sun and it's just like England and boring football. I'd say Rashford's most dangerous players on the pitch in the first half. You gotta sub Kane. You gotta bring a different striker. You gotta take a risk at least for 45 minutes. No one will no one will try to diss you if you will try a different striker for 45 minutes. uh you know but it seems like the issue is like there is a deeper line issue with England. It doesn't look like it's about just Kane or let's say Tony, or if someone else will be playing there. It doesn't look like it will solve their problem, honestly. Don't show us this goal. Don't show us this. It's from different game. But this beer probably is so warm. Like he needs a cooling system for this jacket also. Okay. Yeah. Trent. These four players, at least, and also Lewis Hall from Newcastle, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Foden, and also obviously who else? Wharton. They would not actually, they would not hurt this England. And then also, if you bring Gibbs White and Palmer, all of a sudden, you know what? You might score a goal. Okay. Oh, mighty English Lions. Oh, mighty English Lions. It's like Scooby Doo. Really, just pull the mask off. It's like it's Scooby Doo, really. Oh my god, that's it. I had enough. I had enough of this. They better change something. They better do. Tuchel better do something. He needs to crash out in the halftime. Maybe he needs to break a couple of screens, Amarim style, to just like squeeze out something out of this team because it's so like narcoleptic. Saka is the problem. Kane is a problem right now. Anderson is the problem right now. Okay, so this is Ollie Watkins. He's warming up. And already they're like negative. The players coming out of the tunnel, and you can see there's tension on their faces. Like you can see that it's like, oh, we have to win, guys. Best belief, it's not a best mentality to re-enter the pitch after halftime because Panama players, they're just playing football the best that they can. It's like, I mean, whatever we can do, we'll do it, right? So if we score, we score. If we have to defend, we'll defend. They have no illusions about themselves because they don't have that quality like England. So they just like trying to get by, and you respect them for this. And they're not really stressed. They're just doing their job. But England, they're so like pressed. They're so stressed because everyone is expecting amazing performance, and they are like delivering a stinker of a game. Panama with substitution. It looks like he brought a winger, Panama coach. Oh, oh. This rating, look at this for England. For their attack, to be specific. Rashford didn't deserve this rating. He was better than that, for sure. Rodgers was like invisible almost. Kane was invisible. Bellingham was trying. Anderson. Mixed. what's the point of bringing Rice, for example, right? So he can take corners. Maybe he can add more, like, kind of stability in the midfield, if that makes sense. But do they need it right now? Not clear. I think you got to bring Omeno. You got to sub probably Rogers and bring Maino here. That's what I would have done. So here should be Maino. I would say here I don't know who can play there. Obviously Watkins can play there. I would actually try and go for Tony. I would say Maino as a 10, Tony here, and then instead of Saka you can bring Eze, or maybe you can bring someone like, oh my goodness, I mean, even this guy, I think Madueke, maybe he will win a penalty or something like this. Because believe it or not, but he's more direct than Saka. Can you believe it? Madueke is more direct and positive than Saka. And that's what I would do. Maybe also you can bring a different right back because it's a stinker of a game. Maybe you can bring Jet Spence. You know what? So Jet Spence, Madueke, Mino, Tony. 4 subs. That's what I would do. And then you can also sub Anderson. Let's say everything goes right. You sub Anderson, you bring Deck. And also you can have Eze. For example, when Rashford like runs out of fuel, bring Eze here, for example. And do this like fluid 10. Like let them all change positions. Like Mainu, let him drop to the left, maybe a bit deeper. Like that's what I would do here. I would love to do the same for Panama, but they have no issues. They're just playing to the best of their ability, and defensively they're sound. So if they keep going like this, it will be good for them. Oh my goodness. England starts to suffer. They're slowly starting to suffer. It's in their faces. Like Bellingham is crashing out bit by bit because you know that he feels like how trash England are right now, and he takes it personally. That's the type of profile character that Bellingham is. This is not Saka, because Saka will be just running and playing and smiling. Not smiling, but he will just do his job and just, no complete detachment, emotional detachment for Saka. But Bellingham is different. To a certain extent, Kane is also different, because he was also like crashing out in the previous game when they couldn't perform. Wow. Forgive me for my yawns, but the game is, yeah. If you watch it, you know what I mean. I'm sipping on this tea. Okay, O'Reilly was a little bit too excited and reckless, and he knocked down Panama player Martinez, and basically he's just kind of landed on his head, and he's already up on his feet. I think everything will be all right, but there was a 1 maybe 2 minute pause in the game. Panama throw in. He kind of lose possession. Bellingham with the ball. Bellingham again. Panama tried to rob England near their own goal. Now Kane is moving with the ball. Now Rashford. Yeah, bad piece of dribbling by Rashford. He kind of like messed up this attack. Everyone will be saying that Rashford, like, he's an impact player and he needed to be a substitution, but he basically, in last game, like, realistically, what are you going to do? So you are playing one player, right, and you like bet on him, but he doesn't deliver, and then you bring on another player and he actually scores a goal, and does something good, and like next game you just what, you're gonna snub him, you're not gonna, let him uh, start. No, I think it was a right decision, but I mean that's the type of the game that we are in right now. It's very hard to just generate this confidence and like this type of not delusional, but this type of self belief for England because they've been so trash. Um, had they already, for example, been on the front foot and maybe if they were leading, let's say 1-0, it would have been so much easier for them to dribble, to win duels, to do all this stuff because you already have some kind of like, positive baggage, if that makes sense, or like foundation. And here they just like, they're trying to like um, do it from the ground zero. That's why it's kind of like, it's not it's not given. Okay, Rashford with the cross. Okay, that was a very good cross. That was a very good cross, and Kane almost scored. And yeah, it worked. No, Rashford tried to actually, dribble, and it didn't work. And next thing he done is a cross. So you see, he doesn't do the same thing. Like one thing didn't work, he tried something else. Like he tried to cross it to Kane, but he was close. He was close to a goal, but it was more of a commotion between Panama defenders, if anything. Yellow card for Panama defender, I think. Oh my god, just soccer is just, what are you doing, my boy? No urgency and no like, it's not direct. Everything that England does is so like indirect. It's like, mm, it's hard to watch this football. It's like, I swear to God, I'll tell you, they're not enjoying their own performance. I can just You can just say it. You can just tell from watching this. They're not enjoying it. I'm not saying that England will just, not go through. Even if they, let's say, draw this game or lose this game, right? And they play Portugal, they still have chances against Portugal. Maybe they will even make it to the final. Maybe they will even win this tournament with Tuchel. But the thing is that Uh, Again, the style of football, it's so like ah. Okay, Rashford with another strike, but he hit the side net. Now they're gonna press them. I mean, Kane is kind of pressing, but Rashford is not pressing. Another problem you can say that they're not like moving like a unit. Even though the players that he brought, they're kind of like system players, sort of. You can say that Bellingham is a little bit of a maverick. Rashford maybe also, but the rest. Okay, so Panama, they kind of like here and there, they have a chance, half a chance. I just saw English lady cheering Panama player because he actually took a shot on goal. Not close, but not bad also. Kind of like, meh, okay, strike. And I think it was an English fan. She was clapping. She was like, you know, she was ready. After watching England for 56 minutes, she was ready, you know. She was okay with the idea that Panama scored. She was okay with the idea of Panama scoring. Oh, if you bet on Panama right now and they win, you will get good money. I mean, that depends on the amount that you will bet, of course. I see England scoring like this very haram goal, like after deflection or like maybe on goal or something. Okay. Okay, so that was the most dangerous probably chance for England. Kane actually took a shot on goal and it was he placed the ball kind of in the center centrally so the keeper was able to just, you know, kind of save it. But they continue attacking. Anderson with the cross. It's a very high, weird trajectory of a cross. Uncomfortable. So nothing came out of it. Panama players are bigging themselves up. They're trying to hype themselves up. Keeper just saved a shot from mighty Harry Kane. Not the best strike by Harry Kane. Not the best placement of a ball. Oof. Tough, tough, tough to watch. I really don't understand how Anderson has bigger rating than Bellingham when Anderson didn't take any risks and lost a couple of duels. Okay, Anderson with the ball. Rashford with the ball. Wow, this is a huge misunderstanding between Bellingham and Rashford. I mean, after all, they played for Barca and Real Madrid, so it's not a surprise. Oof, Bellingham actually like with a bit of quality. Yeah, I think it's time for substitutions. Oof, oof, that was a weird episode. English defender. I think he injured himself, but also he deserves a yellow card for this challenge. He stepped on a foot of Rodriguez, and it was not good. It didn't look good. And he also like when I think it was Quinza, right? Kwanzaa, when he stepped on the foot of that player, his foot also like twitched. So he kind of stepped, like he kind of sprained it, from what I understand. That looks like it. They need to freeze it or they need to sub him. Well, Jet Spence, like I told you, right? If Kwanzaa indeed has injury, you bring Jet Spence, you sub Saka, because come on, guys, this is a stinker. Look at this, 4.7. And you bring Madueke or Eze here, and I would also risk and bring Kobe Maina. In the game like this, I think he will be useful. And also, Harry Kane still, of course, can score a goal, but just for the sake of rotation and like giving chance to a extra striker, to a rotation striker. Oh, Kwanzaa actually with the yellow card. That's deserved yellow card. It was a weird challenge by him, and it looks like he sprained his ankle and he's gonna actually like be subbed off. So yeah, bring Tony here. Why not? Okay, so Eze and Madueke are about to enter the game. Oh no, it's Jet Spence. Oh, of course, it's Jet Spence. He's putting on his like jaw mask or something, and he is about to enter the game. And Madueke, my guess is that he will replace Saka, because Saka is like Rashford. He was a little bit active. He hit the side net. He got a cross, but Saka was invisible in this how many, like 15 minutes. Okay, that's a goal for Bellingham from a corner. Good job. Oh my goodness. I mean, they're cheering and they're happy to score, but it was ugly, I'm telling you. And Bellingham, I would say he deserved that goal because he was actually pushing and he was trying to, to do something on his own sometimes. He's a leader. You cannot deny it. Like people say that he lacks quality and he's like he has a weird dribbling technique and all these things, but he's definitely a leader. Like psychologically, okay, Saka took a corner and it will improve his rating from now, I think. So definitely he will have like a 6 now instantly because of this assist. But anyway, yeah. Bellingham is a leader for sure. You can say that Palmer is a bit of a leader also, but he's also like maybe a bit more like of a disruptor still. Like when he's in a team, he's a little bit like this type of profile that actually not super like team player, if that makes sense. So yeah, Jet Spence subbed Kwanzaa and Madueke, I think he subbed Saka. Yep, exactly. We have an update here. That's exactly what happened in this game. And a goal was scored, obviously, by Bellingham. Okay, let's see if the game will open up now a little bit. Oh, wow, that was a huge chance for Panama. But they lack quality, like I told you before. But this chance, like, wow. English defense is like very questionable. They were so late to cover him, and Kane was covering him for some reason. Oh, that's a handball. Rogers with the handball. Wow, no VAR. Okay, that's a weird episode right there. Okay, Madueke couldn't get a hold of the ball, and it's going to be a goal kick for Panama. Okay, the showing David Beckham, but come on, we gotta watch the game. Okay, so England has a little bit of spike of confidence, and they'll try to score another one. Rashford on the wing. Come on, Kane. Oh my god. I'm telling you, Kane in this game is like so slow, indecisive. Can Panama score a goal? What do you think? I think they can. I think they definitely can score a goal. Mercado Libre. It's free market, right? That's what it means. Okay, so now Croatia is playing Portugal. And Ghana, maybe they're gonna make it. Okay, Kane with the goal. 2-0. Let's see this goal. Rashford to Bellingham. Bellingham. Cross, I guess. Kane with the header. Okay. All right. I would say crazy thing, but Kane is less of a leader than Bellingham. I gotta be honest with you. Just based on how they behave on the pitch, you can say that Kane maybe he's more like experienced and he can control his emotions, but it feels like he's like a good professional and a good finisher. I mean, people would say he's an elite finisher in the world football. However, the leadership, I think he lacks those qualities. Like, I don't think he can actually, like, pull the team out of a bad situation on his own, sort of. He's dependent on overall performance of the team. But Bellingham in this game, he showed a little bit of this kind of like leadership. Like he was able actually to accumulate this sort of like, energy. Like, you know what, we're not losing this, we're scoring goal. Maybe determination, maybe like kind of motivation, maybe something. I think they're talking about some kind of foul. Panama players now start complaining to referee, but they had their chances. Believe it or not, I mean, I watched the game and Panama had chances to score, so they better not be complaining too much. Okay, so now it feels like the game is probably done, kind of. If there's going to be a third one, that's it. I think that's a wrap. Um, I mean, what actually changed, right? Let's think about it. What changed for England? They didn't really do any substitutions, right? Before this first goal came before the subs, because Saka assisted it from the corner, and Bellingham was able to score. I would say Bellingham was actually like crashing out a little bit. He was falling and he was also trying to do something on his own. So this energy came from kind of him. Maybe a little bit came from Rashford to a lesser extent. And then after this first goal, I think they just were able to somehow kind of overcome maybe themselves, sort of. I don't know how to explain it properly, but and after they scored the first one, it was easier to score to continue because, like I told you before, the momentum was there, and psychologically, it was for them already easier to go and get another goal. It's a fact. So we have Eze. He's about to enter the pitch. I think Eze will sub Rogers or Rashford. If it's gonna be just position for position, it will be Rogers. But it might be. Oh, Bellingham subbed off. Yeah, it looks like it. Interesting. But who's gonna play in the middle? Like, Eze will play in Bellingham position? Because Bellingham was playing a midfielder basically. Okay, but this is not the sub that was planned, from what I understand. I think they subbed Bellingham because probably he was fatigued, or maybe he felt something like, you know. But do they really need him on the pitch right now? He kind of made this game, goal and assist. I would say he will be a player of the match if England wins. He will be player of the match. So, do you really still desperately need him on the pitch? Not really. Yeah, Bellingham for Eze. I would love to see some other players on the pitch, you know, like Mainu or Tony or. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so the English ratings, player ratings, are slowly improving because they're winning. Let's be real, that's the only reason. Overall, they were able to improve their game. As a. Oh no, it was Jet Spence, obviously. Wow, I never seen Eza play in the middle of the park, honestly. Rogers is so heavy. Maybe he's tired already, but his movement was like so weird. And he was pressing. Rashford doesn't deserve 5.5 rating. Let me be real. If Rogers is 6.4, then why the hell Rashford is 5.5? It's so disingenuous. Panama on the attack. What is it, corner? Nothing goal kick. No, that's a goal kick right there. Rogers feels like he's knackered. It's a corner. Wow. Yeah, it's like I would sub Rogers. Honestly, I couldn't tell you like what actually had he done anything in this game. Did he, sorry, do anything in this game? Has he done anything? Panama trying to score with the back heel. But no, it's like quality is not there for Panama. I'm sorry. Like they can try to score with the back heel, but then like they cannot like place the ball like properly on an easier strike, let's say. So it's like, nah, I'm cool. Definitely, second half is better for England just purely because they were able to score from a set piece, and then after that, the game was a little bit easier for them. I mean, not the game was easier for them, but it was easier to attack for them because they already had this kind of like a bit of wings. Like, it's like they had this gas from already leading 1-0. I understand that this is not the job of a English national manager to keep the fans excited. The job is to win games. I understand it, but come on, like let's bring some players in. Let's see something. It will be Watkins, I think. Oh no, that's it. Like Tuchel told Watkins that he's not gonna play. I'm pretty sure because Watkins was warming up, but Tuchel just walked up to Watkins. He was sitting on a bench, and he told him something, and he like was sort of like had this like, "I'm sorry, guy, but you're not gonna play today." And Watkins like, "It's okay, coach. I understand." Oh my God, Tuchel. He's like, I understand why people call him haram artist. Also, I get it now because the game is not exciting. Scored from a set piece, then scored on the kind of like on this freshly found confidence. On the back of a first goal, scored another one, and that's it. The game went quiet again. From open play, England are atrocious. I'm telling you, they had maybe a couple of goals on target on goal, a couple of shots on goal, like Kane, Rashford, Anderson, but were they dangerous? Not really. And besides that, it's a set piece and then a goal on the back of that first one, which was open play technically, but it wasn't something like, amazing. Will it be enough against Panama? Probably yes. Again, is it exciting football? That is nice to watch? No, of course not. Is it because of opposition, because of Panama and low block? Kind of yes, but also no, because there are ways to play against this system. Okay, England plays out from the back, and Ghana equalized against Croatia. So right now it looks like England and Ghana will be continuing the competition if it stays like this, if the scoreline will stay like this. 10 more minutes to go in this game, and then extra time. Then we have a break and we're watching Colombia, Portugal. If that game will be also snooze fest, guys, I'm telling you. I'm just going on Twitter and to watch memes. I'm not going to watch that game if it's going to be as boring as this one. But it cannot be, right? Because Colombia is playing Portugal. Like, why should it be boring? Madueke on the right wing. Yeah. Throw in for Panama. Madueke again on the wing. Cross the ball. Cross cleared. Sloppy pass by O'Reilly. Anderson won back possession. Panama players on a counter, but Guehi is covering. Kane was right now in the position of a central defender. Okay, no, Watkins is actually playing. Okay, my bad. Look, I misread everything. Watkins is gonna play, and Henderson is gonna play also. Henderson got a sub, Rogers or Anderson for sure, and of course Harry Kane will be subbed off also. But can Watkins play instead of Rashford on the wing? That's the question also, because maybe Rashford will be subbed off. Eze. Yellow card for Panama defender. He fouled. Okay, that was kind of like okay attack, counter attack by England, but it was stopped by Panama defender. Yellow card. Anderson for Henderson and Watkins Kane, I think. Yep. He has to use more players. Like, he cannot just do that. When they're winning 2-0, he cannot keep the same players. And, he cannot play the same forward for like 90 plus 90 plus 9 for 3 games. You cannot do that. You got to rotate the players. You brought all these players. That was your selection. Then give them time. Like, why not? Especially if the game unfolding in your favor. That's just like, a neutral supporter, not supporter, but a neutral person in me that just craves something, some kind of change in the game, something like exciting or something, because it's been hard to watch. I'm telling you, even like though England obviously is winning this game, it was a tough watch in the first half and in the beginning of the second half before the goal, and then during that time span when England scored both goals. After that, it was also like hard watch. Maybe it's just their like ethos, like it's their identity, like of England to play like this, to play this type of football. Who knows? Maybe it's not because of they're hiring this kind of coaches. Maybe I don't know. Because like think about it, when England was actually like a powerhouse, like in terms of selection, in terms of players, of course they had amazing generation, but like in 2000s, right, in tens, let's say. But what about style of football? England never played like exciting football, if we're being honest. Maybe like in those like old days, like I don't know. But we're not going there right now. 70s, 80s, 90s, we're not going there. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, Eze, bro. I wonder what's the purpose of Kobe Mainu, like genuinely. Like why do you need him in this team? Rashi, that was bad. That was bad, Rashi. Jet Spence with the cross that finally found like an open player, and Rashford he just like kind of mishit it. Oh no, it was bad. I mean, still better than Garden. What can you say? This will not improve his player rating. I'm telling you. This last attacking action will not improve his player rating. But yeah. Oh. Like, if I was to ask myself, why am I watching England play football if I don't enjoy it at all? Probably because of the players, probably because of English Premier League. That's the answer. Probably because I watch English Premier League and I watch these players like during the season, club season. So it's like what, not familiarity, but this familiar factor. This, if we're being honest, that is the reason. Oh, I think I mistook. It was actually like a Panama fan. She was just wearing red shirt. Okay, Croatia scored another one. So now Croatia is going to the round of 32 from the second place. Interesting. So Croatia might be playing Portugal. Have Panama done enough in the attack? I would say the answer is no, but have they had enough quality to score? The chances that they had, actually, it looks like they just didn't really took they didn't take their time. The players who were shooting in those respective chances, it doesn't feel like they actually like took their time and like placed the ball properly. They rushed it a little bit. So But what's done is done, and they're not going anywhere. I mean, further in the competition. Panama are going home. It's not that far away for them since the game is being played in New York. But yeah, Rogers at the right wing. Rogers passes to Madueke. Madueke couldn't score. So the only reason why the chances are kind of, it's easier for England to create those chances is purely because Panama opened up a little bit because they felt like they have to score. Panama scored a goal, but it was from outside. What it looks like. Yeah, it's an offside. Especially if you apply VAR to this, it's an offside. But it was a counter-attack goal, so not bad. Panama fans are like, what do you mean it's an offside? What is offside? I never heard about any offside. Tuchel not happy about this goal, but it was offside, Tuchel, come on. Oh my god, I just want to see England play against the tougher opposition. Honestly, it's going to be so interesting. It's going to be test for their character, test for their defense, and their creativity also. Today it was a test for their maybe patience and character also, more than their skill or anything else. But in general, of course, it was like very their performance, it lacked imagination and creativity and problem solving also, if you want to be very like utilitarian with the terminology. But the character is there for sure. They have players who are leaders and they can turn up. Maybe not enough of them. Maybe just a couple of is enough. But yeah. Oh. Corner for Panama. They had a couple of chances. Like right now, it was almost like a header, like diving header, sort of. Corner, but it's a goal kick. The player who was taking a corner was too ambitious with his attempt. He tried to curl the ball inside of the net. Yeah, offside for sure. Come on, let's wrap this game up. That's enough. We've seen enough today. I'm exhausted. I don't want to watch England ever again. I'll be honest with you. I just don't want to watch them ever again. It's just so exhausting. Like maybe this style of football will win them a title, but just like with Arsenal, it's like I just don't want it. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to cheer for it. I don't want to be nowhere near this type of display. If this type of football wins at this World Cup, it just tells me that like other teams, they didn't really do enough. Or it's just this like 1 in 1,000 situation where maybe they're just victim of a trend, like just any other team that are trying to play similar football style, like when they're just shuffling the ball, looking for a set piece, then trying to convert a set piece, and like maybe just like because England are not the only team that are playing like this, obviously. So it's not something that Tuchel invented, right? But this trend, I hope it just, I hope it will go away because it's like I don't hard watch really. It's a hard watch because you just need to turn off your like brain, sort of. I don't know how to explain it, but you just like you watch this game as like you watch like a stupid movie or something like this. You just have your snacks, maybe you kind of like you like maybe have your friends around and you just like chatting, and also like with one eye you're just kind of watching what's happening in the game, and then like the goal comes and you're like yeah, but you haven't seen the game and you haven't like analyzed it or anything else. So yeah. Okay, full time. Oh my god, thank god it's over. Oh my god, it's over. I'm so happy this game is over. It was not easy for me, honestly. I didn't enjoy it at all. They're gonna praise this performance, of course, but I actually watched the game. I have my own judgment, and oh, my jaw is hurting. Wait a second, but who actually England will play? So Croatia will play Portugal. They're showing that Argentina will play easier sort of teams, and Portugal will play Croatia, then Switzerland, then Argentina, and maybe England or Brazil. Eh, wait a second, but I'm not really satisfied. I want to see who England's gonna play next. Czech, Spain. No, 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 no. Wait a second. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, they confirmed their place. Ah, look at. Can you just like tell me who they playing like and sit like why I need to look for this information like I'm a detective or something like this? Why it's such a big deal? Who England national football team plays in round of 32? Senegal or DR Congo? Look, I gotta be honest with you. I'm not gonna watch this game. Honestly. Really and truly. I will not watch that game. I really don't give a shit who's gonna win in that game. Like England, Senegal, or DR Congo. I'm sorry. You play that game, okay? And I will just check these highlights. I'm not watching this. I don't care if you win 6-0 and Kobe Mainu scores a hat trick. I'm sorry. I really don't care. Because it was like, it was so bad. Like, I need to like rest now. My eyes, like my brain, like my mental health, everything. This is so weird. Like, what are these memes exactly? Okay, what are they exactly? What are we talking about exactly? Okay, Rashford, good pass to Bellingham, and then Bellingham passed to Kane, and Kane scored a header. Good pass. And Rashford, for this pass, he deserved 5.5 player rating. Can you imagine? But Bukayo Saka, assist from a corner, 5.8. Better rating than Rashford. And Rashford was consistently trying to attack, trying to get something out of this game. I'd say Bellingham should be a captain of this team because he's obviously a leader. Obviously. Of this team. Oh yeah. Portugal will face England. No. They will face Croatia. No England. Okay, that's enough for this game. I had enough. Personal. It was enough for me. I don't want it. So yeah. Let's close it. So next game we have is Colombia. Portugal. In 27 minutes. I'm gonna have a break, drink something, eat something, and we continue. For now, I'm gonna stop the stream. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in 30 minutes.